How to Navigate Parenting and Maintain Relationship After Separation. Any books or suggestions would be appreciated. The best book I know on this subject is called Coparenting with a Toxic Ex. Coparenting with a Toxic Ex. That's a must read if you're in that situation. And then I ask, what is your own analysis on how you should approach or solve this problem? And you give me a little more context here. We have a 19-year-old girl and a 15-year-old boy. We have to co-parent the kids. It's been just 3 weeks since separation, and he invites me over for dinner or a movie 3 to 4 times a week, especially when our son is with him. This phase is new to me and I'm confused. So in terms of how to navigate co-parenting in this situation, that book recommendation really is the best recommendation that I can give you. I will say this though, it's clear that if this is what he's doing 3 weeks into a separation with a 15-year-old, it's not like your kids are 2 and 4 or 5 and 8, right? They're on the verge of being, well, one of them is a young adult and one of them is on the verge of being a young adult, right? So at 15 and 19, they're quite capable of navigating their relationship with their father without your help. You don't need to even be the middleman. They can communicate directly with him, arrange pickup times, arrange pickup locations. Your help and assistance and intervention in that regard is not required, not with a 15-year-old and a 19-year-old. So there really is no need for you all to continue to be enmeshed, quite frankly. Is it important in so much as you are able for your kids, even at 15 and 19, to see you behaving relatively amicably toward one another, decent, respectful, socially polite? Absolutely. I think that's, vital in so much as you're able to navigate the dynamic with that posture, but with some serious boundaries in place. We're separated, buddy. This man is not your friend. He's not your friend. He's not your ally. He is your abuser, flat out. So the notion that he can't get through time one-on-one with his son without trying to pull you into it and whatever sort of manipulative game he might be running around all of that is just complete and utter nonsense. It's total bullshit in my view. This man is not your friend. Yes, be respectful and polite, in particular in front of the kids if you're able to do that, but they're coming up on being young adults themselves. If you need to call a thing and draw a line in the sand more firmly, then by all means do so. You don't throw yourself under the bus or sacrifice yourself. Your kids are 15 and 19. Again, they're not 5 and 8. They're not 2 and 4. They're not babies anymore. And they're going to have to deal with their father and his personality themselves, right? So you get to be the shining example of how that's done, how one says no and backs it up, how one means it, how one makes decisions in favor of taking care of themselves, how one does not allow themselves to be gaslit and manipulated and sucked back into the abuse cycle, quite frankly. So he may very well be having a difficult time accepting the separation and inevitable divorce. He may even not be taking you seriously from the sounds of it. So the only way for you to be taken seriously is to conduct yourself with a very serious posture. There's absolutely no need to break bread with, hang out with, go to the movies with your abuser. And that you are co-parenting a 15 and 19-year-old is not a reason to remain enmeshed. And any discomfort you might be having around pulling yourself out of that enmeshed toxic dynamic that you would undoubtedly have, naturally there would be some form of trauma bond there. Any discomfort you're having around that is your entire system rewiring itself. It's like, even though we know we should quit smoking, when we finally get around to quitting smoking, no matter how badly we want to quit smoking and we know it's in our best interest, we're going to go through some withdrawal, right? Your system has to recalibrate. And it's no different in these abusive relationship dynamics. So you may very well feel some withdrawal. That doesn't make any logical sense to you, and that's okay. You may very well have all kinds of feelings that doesn't make any logical sense to you. The work of the Freedom Class will support you in processing all of that, right? But how do you navigate it? Start by reading that book, maybe read it 2 or 3 times, and remember that your kids are virtually adults. You're not co-parenting toddlers here. So in my view, you know, other than I'll see you from across the room at a graduation or a wedding, certainly keep you informed if there's, you know, something that I need to keep you informed of, if someone's sick or hurt or what have you. Yes, you know, the business of that level of co-parenting is ongoing. But other than that, there's really, yeah, nothing to be had there for you, other than likely more pain, more confusion. Like the thing that you said at the end of your question here is, I'm confused, undoubtedly. So I hope I'm helping to unconfuse you. This man is not your friend. Breaking bread with him should not be an option. And there is absolutely no reason for you to go to the movies with him. Let him enjoy his one-on-one time with his son. And you stay out of it. You stay out of it. And you just get busy about the business of continuing on your own healing and recovery path and extricating yourself from that horribly, horribly abusive marriage once and for all. So I hope that helps.